Hi, I'm Ouyuan Zhong. My paper's topic is the transition of film noir into a genre of crime cinema. The contents including four parts: their introduction, landscape, allegory, and conclusion. First of all, I'm going to introduce briefly about what I argued in my paper. I compared two films, which was filmed in New York City. They are The Naked City and Taking of Pelham 1 to 3. The Naked City was published in 1948. It is a film noir directed by Julie Stacey. And Taking of Pelham 1 to 3 was published in 1974. It is a crime cinema directed by Joseph Sargent. I listed their similarities and differences on the perspective of allegory and landscape. On the perspective of landscape, The Naked City, the author used formal technique to explore external and internal space and link their connection in the clip. The clip analyzed from 1 hour 26 minutes to 1 hour 32 minutes. The author used actual New York City for its own representation on the perspective of cinematography, other formal technique, montage, and external-internal space, such as dolly shot, established shot, wide-angle shot, medium shot, close-up shot. All those shots had a specific meaning in the narrative. For Gothic and synchronized sound, it linked to the diegesis. The jump cut, parallel editing, and rhythmic montage linked the scenes into sequence. For symbolic elements such as skyscrapers, emphasize the emptiness and horror in the film noir. For the taking of Pelham 1 to 3, I also analyzed on a perspective as of what I mentioned about, such as pan shot, master shot, deep focus, gentle lighting, overtonal montage, voice-over, and acoustic sound. Specifically, in the external and internal space, the author developed the space through transportation and explored the reality through post-war reconstruction, individualization, and secularization. On the symbol of currency and weapons, its narrative, the continuity of moving image, linking the relationship between modernization, Americanization, and individualization. Different with The Naked City, it explored more private spatial dimension. The time-space commemoration is unique through the oral representation. Mr. Blue is a typical example. He said, "Better than self-life insurance." He is the character reflect moral urgency and social purpose. The societies denied, repressed, and forgotten also represent an individual's self-narration and representation within the modernization and urbanization. For symbol of currency and weapon, they have strong mobility. Reflect on social issue between war and peace, civilization and barbarism, reaction and progress, link between New York landscape and criminal event, calling for disciplinary society. Last but not least, the allegory are between the war trauma, masculinity, and class. As all we know that the Vietnam War caused war trauma on the returned soldier, and the author represented through violence image, and it had great impact on white American males' masculinity. Combined with film noir, it brought the ambiguity of moral and ethnical. For the class, it is the annihilation of space. The returned soldier brought the moral and ethnical ambiguity for the whole society. They're calling for their own identity, security, and support. They've also brought the conflict to New York City. Additionally, masculinity was represented between victim or oppressor. The author tries to transfer a collective ideology to rewrite and reconsider history. The external oppression into film crime and the external guilt into cinematic innocence. The author tried to represent and illustrate it in the less painful, less identifying, and more ethnical reassuring. The shifting of city represents citizens' emotional ambivalence, and also explores city's underbelly, which is city street and interiors. It also represents this is the space for poverty and calling for economic insecurity. They try to criminalizing homelessness, and it is an impartial nature irony from the capitalist. To conclude, the landscape represents a difference between two films, especially external and internal space. The allegory are represent similarly between war trauma, masculinity, and class. Specifically, the impression and diegesis are through montage soundtrack, aesthetic mise-en-scène, and ambiguous allegoric meaning. For the Naked City, it used deep focus and chiaroscope light. For the taking of Pelham 123, it used acousmatic telephone, symbolized the space network, and also the character ambiguous self-development. Here is a reference, and thanks for listening.